Can you remember the first time you went onto the internet? Maybe you can recall waiting what seemed like an eternity for the dial-up modem to stop making that funny chirping noise before finally entering your first web page or going and sending your first email. And can you remember what that experience felt like? Perhaps it was a mixture of emotions, some curiosity and some excitement and some anxiety. I must admit I can't remember myself, I'm probably too old, but years later when I was working as a tutor on an e-learning programme at the university, I soon noticed that there were some strange things happening with my students' emotions. For example, after a couple of weeks, relative strangers were telling each other some of their deepest, darkest secrets, things they'd never told anyone before. And some students were apparently becoming addicted to their studies, to the discussion forums, and they were posting all hours of the day and night. And sometimes we'd find that conflicts would emerge, seemingly out of nowhere, and students would contact me really surprised and really upset, asking what had happened. So this was all very interesting to me, and I thought, well, what is going on? There seemed to be something about studying online that allows a very emotional dimension to emerge from students' learning. But why were they coming to the fore, these emotions? And was this a good thing? Did it help with learning or did it hinder? These are really important questions to consider, especially as it looks likely that more and more learning is going to take place online. Well, fortunately I had a group of experts literally at my fingertips in the shape of the students on the e-learning programme. So I gave them some questionnaires to fill out at the start and end of a module, and to look at their levels of well-being to see if we could see any differences. And I also looked at the kind of language they were using in the discussion forums, so the kind of language you can see behind me. And I ran some of that text through some special software to analyse it for different emotions. And finally, I've interviewed some of the ex-students on the programme about their experiences of emotion and e-learning. Our results are still emerging, but it looks as though the questionnaires and the linguistic analysis are probably not the best ways of tracking students' emotions. So I'm currently going through the interviews with the ex-students to really try and get to the bottom of what's happening for them in terms of their e-learning and their emotions. And the idea is that if we can make sure we know what's happening, we can design our courses and our teaching methods in the very best way to give students the best opportunities to learn and discover together.